New Zealand, Australia another option. New Zealanders live in the fourth safest country in the world, behind Iceland, Denmark, and Austria. 6 out of the top 10 most peaceful countries were European, according to the 2015 Global Peace Index published yesterday by the Institute for Economics and Peace. The study ranks 162 nations based on factors like the level of violent crime, involvement in conflicts, and the degree of militarization. New Zealand was named 4th safest, down from 2nd last year, and ahead of Switzerland in 5th, and Australia in 9th. Political and social stability, relative race harmony, geographical isolation and low levels of corruption and crime were behind the ranking. This is an exceptionally uncorrupt, honest, and decent society, and compared to other countries, this country is incredibly safe. Most of the safest countries had small populations and were based on strong welfare state principles. If you ever get sick or are in a car accident, you won't be asked to produce a credit card before you get treatment. That also helps build a stable society. Number 2, Switzerland. Switzerland is not a NATO member. Switzerland is not a member of the European Union. So, Switzerland is a neutral country. The land of Swiss people is a nuclear-free zone. It means Switzerland is very far away from world politics, games, and groupism. Switzerland has no fear of war-like situations. Switzerland will never face any nuclear attack in the future. Switzerland is not the enemy of any country. Everyone is Switzerland's friend in the world. Number 3, Denmark. Despite being a small country, Denmark used to face many serious issues due to crime and terrorism in the past. However, it has effectively tackled all those problems, and today, it proudly stands second on the list of safest countries in the world. Since the year 2012, Denmark regularly reserves its spot on the list of happiest countries too. Denmark consists of more than 400 small islands, and it is well known for offering equal opportunities and individual freedom. There is almost no gap between the top level and lower level of organizations. The government of Denmark is keen on the concept of internationalization that makes this country one of the most popular destinations for expats. Since Danish and Swedish languages are closely related to each other, it wouldn't be a big surprise to see a Dane and Swede having a conversation happily in their own tongue. English is taught as a compulsory second language in secondary schools. So almost everyone here can converse well in English. Regardless of its small size, Denmark has many things to offer in terms of outdoor activities, sports, and culture. Number 4, Iceland. Iceland is hundreds of miles away from any other land, so it shouldn't be a target in a World War III scenario. What's more, it's a great spot for fishing, so survivors would have an abundant food supply to keep them going until the world is rebuilt. Iceland is a safe and beautiful country, which could be a lifesaver in the event of World War III. Number 5, Canada, but outside of populated areas. Canada is the second largest country in the world, and 20.6% of its total population comprises of foreign nationals. Let alone, it is claimed to have the highest immigrants rate per capita in the world. Although this factor alone is more than enough to call it the safest country in the world, it has a lot more other lucrative factors. The healthcare system in Canada is highly commendable. It offers universal public health insurance to all citizens and permanent residents at zero cost. By using this Medicare, one can have access to the universally high standard treatments at both private and public hospitals. This system has inspired many people who suffer from chronic conditions to move to this country for healthcare purposes. However, people with temporary residency can't avail the same benefits. When it comes to employment, it offers enormous scope with many open positions in energy sectors, in the communication industry, real estate, and financial services. People at Churchill, part of Canada, leave their car in unlocked status, in order to give escape for the persons who might encounter polar bears. Canada has 1/5 of the world's freshwater. This water count is accumulated from its 250,000 lakes. Their quality of tap water is often better than our bottled water. Canada is being the world leader in producing hydroelectricity. Canada has never been a target of terrorism. All this makes Canada one of the safest countries in the world. Number 6, Hawaii, but not in the populated areas. Hawaii is much safer than most of the USA in terms of crime. Number 7, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is the best Latin country to live, work, and invest. It is considered to be the Switzerland of the Americas. It is also considered the Silicon Valley of Latin America. It has the highest literacy rate of all Latin America, it's at 97%, that's higher than the US. It has the best healthcare in Latin America, much more affordable than the United States. It is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. Number 8, Chile. Chile is one of the most advanced countries in South America. Chile is a first-world alternative in Latin America, with Latin America's highest standard of living. In fact, throughout the Americas, only the United States and Canada rate higher for the overall standard of living. The water is drinkable, the phone and internet are fast and reliable, and the public transit system is modern and efficient. The highways are modern, fast, and well-maintained. Number 9. Argentina, Patagonia. Some parts of it largely remain untouched and pristine. The farmland here is still cheaper than other places in the world. The strength of nature is very ever-present here, from the majestic Andes to the lonely cliffs by the seaside. It has one of the lesser population densities in the world, with about 2 million people dispersed across more than 1 million square kilometers in 2 countries. Number 10, Slovenia. Slovenia is a tiny beautiful country. People here seem most pretty and most welcoming. It has cavemen-friendly territory which has over 10,000 caves in Slovenia. Practically Slovenes have an abundance of self-confidence, have great respect for each other, and are broad-minded people. So no wonder why it's on the safest countries list. Slovenians love their towns. Their capital Ljubljana can be translated into the loved one. It has coastline around the only 46 kilometers, but the entire coastline is like heaven made. It is the safest country not only for humans but for animals too. This is the reason why Slovenia still has over 400 brown bears. It is surrounded by 4 friendly countries: Austria, Italy, Croatia, and Hungary. Thus it doesn't need to involve in a fight with any country. Half of Slovenia's surface is filled with forest, 10,000 square kilometers. It is the 3rd most wooded country in Europe. Slovenes have 53.6% protected land, which is higher than any other country except Venezuela in the world.